All right. Okay. Great. Thanks, William. So we're joined by Williams today, who is much familiar with the VBM process now. I think he's kind of active in different groups from phase one or phase two, and seems to be receiving a lot of queries about traveling from UK to India, or more particularly UK to Chennai, or maybe London to Chennai. So we decided to do a short interview style to just to answer queries which is most commonly asked for everyone on Twitter groups as well as on WhatsApp groups. So also before starting this, two things we should make it clarified. This is only purely informational, and any further information which has to be confirmed, we ask everyone to uh, make themselves ready or make themselves comfortable going by official government sponsored documents and not rely completely on this video. And second thing, thanks to Sid from UK Tamil Makal, who gave me contact to Williams, and from this the interview is happening. Great. Williams will go ahead. So in the first part, we will, as I said earlier, we'll start for the procedures for who someone wants to traveling from UK to India.
Okay.
So just list out top five, or maybe top 5 points to be considered for someone who wants to start the journey from now.
Okay. Thanks, Anand. Thanks for having me. Okay, so for phase 6, I think the process has changed from a lot from phase 1, as we have seen. So primarily, we are the passengers should have their COVID test
Okay.
certificate from their NHS or the closest hospital that's available. And if there are any exempt criterias like pregnant ladies or elderly passengers who are traveling, then better to get a certificate from the GP if possible, so that they can show it as a proof. And the e-pass format is still active in Tamil Nadu. So if at all you're traveling somewhere down south after reaching Chennai, then it is better to have an e-pass ready with you. And the other thing is, like, there are taxi services who are even taking you directly home, and there are some taxi services who even apply for e-pass on behalf of you, and they give you the e-pass ready for you. And then when you exit the airport, you show your exempt letters, you show your COVID test documents, you show your e-pass, and you just come out, you take your taxi, and then you drive off home, and then you get yourself quarantined for 14 days at your home. And then that's possibly what's happening in phase 6 compared to what we saw in phase 3 or phase 4, where we used to quarantine in hotel for 7 days, and then we were actually being taken 2 tests, one at the airport and one at the hotel, and then they leave us after 7 days. I think that process is marginally changed a lot in phase 6, Anand.
Great. Okay. So I think it might vary with different states now, but the self-reporting and exemption is still there, isn't it?
Yeah. So the self-declaration is anyway there in the airlines. Suppose if you're going via Air India, then I think the self-declaration is anyway there by default. Either you can do it online, or even otherwise, when you enter the airline, just before entering your airlines, there when I went to Chennai, the staff were standing at the just before the door, and then they were handing out hard copies, pretty much pretty much the same. And then we were asked to write and keep it ready. So the immigration for us actually happened at Chennai. So at the Chennai airport, the immigration officer usually asked us for the copy of the immigration form. So they took I think there were 2 copies. So they took a copy, and then they gave us a copy actually.
All right. Okay. So, but the process is still there in terms of self-declaration, as well as if you want to get exemption, then you have to do it that in the
Yeah.
website, New Delhi Airport website. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that is still valid. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So in terms of now, I think even though we say it as VBM of phase 6, it looks like some private airlines have also started operations now. But there are still queries, lot of queries going around. People are more reluctant to book on those airlines, fearing that the airlines might cancel it in the last minute. Because in the beginning, there were cases that the aggregators like Skyscanner or some other aggregators were still showing the flight routes which were not in operation.
Yeah.
So it looks like that is still happening now. So what is the concrete advice for now?
Directly to a airline's website, right? The airlines will tell you whether they operate to that destination or not. For example, when I tried for Emirates, and when you select the destination, they will clearly tell you that we don't operate flights for this destination as of now. Right.
Okay.
And then they will redirect you to the IATA website.
Okay.
Right. And so that is, and similarly, if you go to Air India, there you will obviously know what again, they have drastically changed the booking forms. So you need to, even in your forms, actually, they will, in the airline's website, it will actually tell you what is your starting point and what is your final destination, and then the moment you select your destination, it will give a drop down of only selected airlines and selected flight numbers, right? So which is completely customized depending on what location you choose, right? And you cannot enter any other airlines, so it's all pre-filled sort of a form they had. And so at least you know that for this destination, this flight is ready for us to travel. And then the further informations like whether you get a ticket or not, and whether the payments are going through successfully or not, all that thing is part. But at least if you go directly to an airlines, then you will clearly know. But some of the people have actually used few friends who have travel companies, etc., who wanted to help people who don't know how to book, or who don't know when to book, when the booking starts. Because when I came in phase 4, the flight tickets were sold, you will not believe me, 20 minutes max.
I know. Yeah. I heard that. Yeah.
The tickets usually get sold pretty fast. So that is why some of the travel agents who, again, through known sources, people who gave the contacts in UK, Tamil Makkal, WhatsApp group and all that, right? So they kind of came forward to help people who don't know how to book or when to book, when the booking slot opens, etc., etc. So those are some of the known sources that we can consider, but otherwise, better check for the information directly at the airlines.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's one of the fear I think most of the people are sharing, because the aggregators, just like Skyscanner, still showing routes which might not be going through, or maybe will be cancelled in the last minute. But one of my known network has traveled recently from London to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt to Delhi, by Lufthansa, and then from Delhi to Chennai via Vistara.
Yeah.
So I think it's a route which is possible. So yeah, it's always better to check multiple times before booking. So that's great. In terms of so the next one is so I think the process is still alive now. So 4 key points is: take your test before you board, so that is always safe. Do the self-reporting, get the exemption at the Delhi airport website, even though I think that exemption is not accepted in some of the airports. In Chennai, they're not accepting the exemption report, and they're looking for the NHS test email, which says that it is a negative one. So they accept it. And then, as you said earlier, e-pass is definitely required. So better to apply before you board it, or get help of any travel taxi drivers who can arrange it for you. But either way, at the exit, I think you are given instant e-pass to get out of the airport. And there, from 1st of September, I'm hearing there is no quarantine at all. You head straight to home with 14 days quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it might, yeah, as we say, we know pretty much only about Chennai. It might vary with different states. So it's better to check with the different state government portals or any websites with them. Great. Williams, then I think to wrap up this session, in terms of FAQs, I know you have been flooded with a lot of FAQs and a lot of queries right from phase one. So do you want to touch upon, say, top 5 or 10 most asked questions with you? So that, yeah, we can then wrap up the part one.
Sure, Anand. So some of the questions which I kind of get from people who are trying to travel is mainly about the luggage capacity and how much they allow, etc., etc. So it's pretty much there in your ticket, but even otherwise for economy, it's still the same. So your check-in luggage is 23 into 2, and you can't have a combination of 10 plus 10 plus 6 or something like that. So it is still, it's two check-in luggages, each maximum of 23. And your cabin luggage is a maximum capacity of 7 kgs. And that's just one luggage. You can't have an additional laptop bag or additional, and then an additional cabin luggage. Both have to be clubbed together. You can carry a small sling bag, or you can carry a small ladies bag, or you can carry a bag of food, because some people are worried about the food that is being served at the airlines. So if you want to carry your own food, then you can have a food bag, but that's about it. You can't carry multiple luggages. And obviously for business class, you have extra luggage capacity. But from an economy class perspective, it's pretty strict. Even for business class, the cabin luggage is 7 kgs, and that's just one luggage.
All right. Okay.
Right.
So one. So yeah. So 2 main pieces of 23, and then one handbag, isn't it? Okay. So I think, is that in the usual times, are you allowed to carry food, or is that just the exception they are doing it now?
Only for exceptions, I think they are allowing food bags.
And that is cleared at the security, no issues at the security.
No issues at the security. I mean, when I went, me and my wife, we carried food bags.
All right.
So we told them that this bag contains food for us to have, and they did not ask any question. I mean, normal scanning, normal process would still continue.
All right. Okay.
And but nobody said anything about not carrying food or things like that.
All right. Great. Okay. Yeah. Go on with the next point.
And I do have, I mean, a couple of other questions about do we have duty free shops opened, and can I get some food at the Heathrow airport? So again, when I came in phase 4, there were few shops. I think in phase 6 there are some more shops opened. Yeah. But even in phase 4, when I came, we had WH Smith was there, Boots was there, and then another a food stall, Leon was there, and the duty free shop was actually opened when I came. So there are shops, and again, that's the only terminal where Air India is going to run from, and that's the only gate where Air India is going to run from. So pretty much that whole block would primarily remain empty. So there are shops, nothing to worry. And if you want to buy some, obviously, I don't think so you will get hot food, but there are cold, sandwiches that you can definitely buy, right? And the other main point that I wanted to cover is about people carrying 2 laptop bags. So so whether you have 1 laptop or 2 laptop, everything has to be clubbed together and capture, and you can have 1 cabin luggage, right?
Okay, got it.
And then you need to go through the security screening, and in that security screening, you need to show all the electronic items that you have, and you need to remove all all the things that I have. I mean, I think it's usual. Don't carry any battery items, even if it is camera. Don't carry any battery items with you, right? And there were some people who were so worried about the sanitization, so they were carrying big bottles of sanitization bottles, and
Okay. Yeah.
obviously that exceeded the 100 ml limit, right?
Yeah.
So they were
Yeah.
asked to either throw it or empty the bottle to a maximum of 100 ml. So basically, whatever they bought, 75-80% they need to dump it in the bin, and they were only
Oh,
allowed to
that's
carry 100 ml max.
that's interesting actually, because I had some inputs on that as well.
Yeah.
Some cases they were not allowed at all. If it is
Oh,
more than even the yeah, even if the bottle is more than 100 ml, the entire bottle was thrown away. So that is interesting
oh,
what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I had
Right.
two 30 ml bottles. So it was a small bottle which I had just for the
That should
flight.
be fine then. Yeah. Yeah.
Just the, and again, inside the flight, they will give you a face shield, they will give you a face mask, and they
Okay.
will give you hand sanitization sachet, so you can use it while you are in the flight. And again, the main point is food will be there at the at your seat. When you go there, you will find food. Nobody is going to serve you anything. And some people were asking me that, can I get some hot water if I need while I'm flying? Then yes, there are staffs, who can, who are there to serve. But obviously, you will not find a regular service inside the flight. But if you need something urgent, or if you need something like, I need a hot water or things like that, but yeah, so they will give you, but no coffee, no tea, nothing gets served inside the flight. And right from even in phase 6, I think there is no entertainment available inside the flight. So if you have
Yes.
something on your phone, and if you have something on your laptop, then you can use it. But otherwise, there is nothing that's available inside the flight.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Anything else you want to add, William?
Nothing at this minute, Anand. If there are more questions, then we can definitely address in the next session, I guess.
Definitely, yeah. I think even those who are watching, those who are going to watch this, they can drop their queries on the comment section, and probably maybe if you can take time to reply to those comments, that would be great. And I think maybe we can just close it off saying because I think most of them are landing at Delhi and then taking to the domestic routes wherever they're going. I think what I heard is if you're coming on VBM flight, and if you are flying to different parts of the country, then you are not done the immigration exit. So you are just taken to the domestic terminal straight away when you get out from the aircraft. Whereas the other case, which I said, coming on Lufthansa, he was done immigration exit at the airport and then asked, and then he was stamped saying that you have to quarantine for 14 days. And then he had to go to domestic terminal on his own. So there are two different categories being done right now. We never know. It's a very fluid situation. The procedures or formalities might vary day by day. We never know. But this is what information we have right now. If you're on Air India, then yeah, it seems to be more comfortable on Air India right now. And in terms of more uncertainty on the private airlines, I'm not sure how long it is going to take to streamline everything. But we hope it's getting better and better. And I think we are in phase 6. So there is a lot of information now from phase 1, as you said in the beginning. Great. And yeah, we can, I think that's fine. We think we covered most of them. And if required, then we can convene again. Thanks, William, for your time. And
Thanks.
if you want to add anything else,
That should be fine, Anand. Thanks. I think there are some questions are coming to me with regards to Gulf Airlines. I think few people have booked tickets in Etihad, and they are trying to travel back to Chennai, but Etihad, I think the travel agent keeps extending their tickets within Etihad. But
oh goodness.
but I don't think so. There are any Gulf Airlines like Emirates or Etihad or Qatar or anybody is even allowed to travel inside India right now. There are some local alliance airlines like Fly Dubai and Fly Kuwait and things like that. There are small airlines which actually come to Trichy International Airport. I think Trichy is now made as an international airport now. So the Gulf Airlines are actually going there. But you can, I mean, even if somebody wants to travel till Dubai, I think they are traveling. But I'm not, I've not seen anybody traveling from London to Dubai and then
Okay.
catching a local flight from Dubai to any other place. I have not seen. In fact, I did ask if anybody has done that. I don't think so. Anybody responded to that actually. So if you still are waiting for an Gulf Airlines, then I think you need to wait for some more time. But if your
Yep.
travel is urgent, then better go with Air India. That would be the safest bet as of now.
Great. Okay. Thanks, William. We will meet up later. Thank you.
Yeah, cool then. Thank you.